I have some news, folks. I have some news. Now, depending on who you are, this news could be considered good news or it could be considered bad news, all depending on who you are. Like, for example, if you are Jake and Rebecca, Emmanuel's parents, this is very, very bad news. But if you are literally anyone else in the world, this is considered good news, or at the very least, as good as this news is going to get when dealing with this case. Now, as you guys know, investigators announced that they have an extensive amount of security footage from multiple different cameras, different angles, different locations. They have hours and hours of footage. Now, of course, law enforcement isn't going to tell us anything yet, but the streets talk. These business owners and employees at these businesses where these cameras are, they've been talking. And allegedly, there's a video showing that no one approached Rebecca or her vehicle when she was in the parking lot at the Big Five when she supposedly got knocked out by someone that said hola and then just knocked her out and stole her child. Now, let me reiterate, let me say it again. Police have not come out and said this yet. And they might not say any of this for a very long time. But that's what the streets are saying. That there's an angle where you can see that no one approaches Rebecca. So that may explain why law enforcement is acting the way that it's acting. Jake's lawyer is complaining that law enforcement isn't even searching for Emmanuel. But I would argue that they are searching for Emmanuel. They're searching through evidence, that they're finding at Emmanuel's home because they believe that the mother and father have something to do with it. Now, speaking of the father, we are also finding out that he is way worse than any of us could imagine. All right? We know about his criminal history. But allegedly, there's other stuff out there. I've let you guys hear from one of his co-workers, or one of his former co-workers, over on my other channel. She says that something happened, something horrible, something bad happened in one of his previous relationships. Now we're finding out what that might have been. I'm going to go ahead and roll this clip so you guys can hear it for yourself. And then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Marlene Jewelry reached out to me and told us that, in fact, there is nobody in the video other than her vehicle, which they said it might have been a white PT Cruiser. We can't confirm that, although Rebecca does drive a white, I believe, a SUV. And so, nobody ever approached her, so that's a big gap in her story. When I say credibility, she completely lost it. There's another store across the street, the B&C Taco Bar and Burrito, B&C Tacos and Burrito. They have a camera as well, and they have surveillance. They handed over 6 hours of surveillance to authorities, and their camera faces, thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. Their camera faces directly Ukaipa Boulevard. And so there's another video now surfacing saying that Jake had another child 8 years ago with another woman at Walmart. An anonymous employee sent us a message saying that her her mother and her brother all worked with Jake at the Walmart 8 years ago, and that he was seeing a woman, an employee, and that he had a child with a woman. So he has at least an 8-year-old child or 7, 8-year-old child out there with brain injuries, because one day they were co-parenting, and one day the little baby was over at Jake's house and mysteriously endured brain injury. No criminal charges were ever filed in that case, but then it comes to find out that he was convicted of willful cruelty to a child on his previous marriage. So that tells me that there's at least 3 people now who probably have been, I'm thinking he's shaking these babies, because he has he has 2 different kids. Now he has 3. He has Jake that's missing. He has Emmanuel that's missing. He has a baby with a previous marriage that has permanent brain damage. And then he has another child now, at least 8 years old, that also sustained permanent brain injury due to whatever it is. No criminal charges have ever been filed in that case, but that was the first case. And so that tells me now that this vato probably has anger problem.
So Rebecca's house of lies is crumbling down. And I mean, everything is burning down around her at an alarming rate. It feels like we're hearing something new every 5 minutes. Now, as far as Jake goes, if I said what I wanted to say right now, I would be kicked off of YouTube forever. But if all of this is true, then let's just say that he deserves the absolute worst. Jail is simply not enough for someone who has done what he is accused of doing. Now, some people are worried because, like I've been saying, the walls are closing in. Everything is crumbling down. Everyone is expecting that these parents may panic. They may make a run for it. There's already been rumors out there. The lawyer addressed this as well, that people were saying that they ran away, that they were wanted, that they were going to Mexico. People are really worried, but there's a local reporter that's outside of the house. He's been outside of the house for a couple of days now. And from what he claims, they can't really run and go really anywhere because they don't even have a vehicle. He also says that Jake's vehicle has been seized. And I'm trying to figure out right now, because we know that the vehicle that Rebecca was in with Emmanuel when he was supposedly kidnapped, we know law enforcement already took that vehicle, right? I'm trying to figure out if the vehicle in question now, Jake's vehicle, is this the same vehicle, or did they take another vehicle away from this family? The reporter says right here that law enforcement confirms that Jake Haro's vehicle has been collected for evidence processing. He says that Jake's lawyer, Vincent Hughes, says that the family is still here. They have not left the country. He also says that even if the family wanted to leave, they don't have a vehicle to do so. So this guy's outside the house and he says, hey, as far as that goes, we have nothing to worry about. But we know other people are coming over, right? And some people are saying that Rebecca isn't there anymore and that Jake isn't there anymore. I don't know. I do think it's a possibility that they could try to make a run for it, but I'm sure that as aggressive as law enforcement has been in this case, they've been all over these parents. They know exactly where these parents are, and these parents aren't going to get far if they try something stupid. So I'm not even really worried about that, at least as of right now. But you guys go ahead and let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon. in the next one.